Hey, everybody, welcome to Grounded Moments. In this moment, we're going to spend just about the next 10 minutes kind of settling together. I think it's my hope in every one of these moments that, in the midst of all that is going on around us, going on with us, that we can take a moment and slow down together and just kind of acknowledge some of the ways that we're being impacted by what's happening, some of the ways that we're processing and dealing with this. Yesterday, I had a moment that was one of those experiences where what's happening physically seemed to be so reflective of what was happening emotionally for me. I was I was sitting in the shower, doing a meditation. It's one of the ways that I try to calm myself and soothe myself. Is I just let the water fall over me, just kind of put myself in a mindful place, put on my Headspace app, nice and loud, and so I can hear it while I'm just sitting there and noticing the sounds. So I'm sitting there mid meditation in this mindfulness in the shower, and I'm sitting in the tub, and I'm just feeling my body do that like slow slide down the tub where you're just kind of inching. You're not like slipping. Like I wasn't drifting to the end of the tub, but I could feel myself just incrementally get further and further from the position that I wanted to be. And I was experiencing myself do that and had a couple different responses. One was, I think what I was most frustrated about was that my slipping was actually pulling me from what I wanted to do. Um, and then I had this thought of going like, man, this is what my life feels like. I feel like I am losing it slowly. Right, that moment when I'm like sitting, I'm like, I'm okay, I can still meditate, I'm okay, and then be like, nope, gone, lost, I've lost it, it's gone, and it like happens. I get to a point where it's like, nope, I'm not okay anymore. But it typically starts with this gradual slipping where I'm just kind of losing it slowly. I'm just sliding and I can feel myself sliding, but I can't necessarily stop myself sliding without like completely readjusting and getting up and doing something different. And as I was experiencing this and I adjusted and got back up and then slipped a little bit more and slowly and kept sliding, then readjusted and slipped. And I kept going through this. It got me thinking about anxiety and about the way I experience anxiety and how anxiety actually has a way of compounding over time, right? That initially I have some anxiety, I'm trying to meditate, and then I have anxiety about what's happening around me, and then I have anxiety about not being able to control what's happening around me, right? I have anxiety that I'm slipping, then I have anxiety that I can't stop myself from slipping, and then I have anxiety about being anxious about slipping that now I'm no longer able to do what I want to do. And this anxiety just compounds and it builds on itself until I'm sitting at the end of the tub, slipped down all the way, lost it, no longer in the meditation, and really frustrated with myself. And I don't think I'm alone. I hope I'm not alone. Maybe I'm alone. Maybe I'm the only one who has this experience. But I'm imagining that I'm not the only one who's experiencing life right now, having these moments of slowly losing it. I think that some of us are really aware when we have lost it, right? When we're irritable, when we've hit the end of our rope, when we've been fluctuating through all of these emotional experiences and can no longer hold us together. But I think for many of us, it's like a compounding one day after another. We just slip a little bit more and we slip further into anxiety and we slip further into discomfort and slip further along this journey of the unknown and the out of control and into all of those places that we find ourselves at the bottom somewhere, but we've been losing it slowly for a while. And if you resonate with this, I want to suggest two shifts that we can make. And this is why I had to walk through this myself last night, right? That in these moments when we cue in, that we notice, man, I'm slipping. Like I'm sliding down that tub. That I am not able to hold the posture that I want to. I cannot maintain the rhythms that I want to. I can't be the person every day, day in, that I want to be. Right now, I feel myself just starting to just slide in this trajectory that I don't want to be in, but I can't quite stop it. In the first shift is a shift that moves us from a place of helplessness to a place of empowerment. right? When I was sitting there sliding slowly losing it in the tub, just slowly sliding down, it felt like I can't stop this, right? That's an experience of helplessness. I think some people might use the word powerless. Some people might use the word hopeless, but there's this experience of I can't stop it. I can't prevent it. And in those moments, there can almost be a resignation that just says, fine, screw it. I'm just going to slide down, and then we end up in a pool in the bottom somewhere and a mess, and we don't like it, and we've lost our opportunity to really participate in whatever it is we wanted to do. So often in these moments when we feel ourselves slowly losing it, and that experience of helplessness, I can't stop this, shows up. I think there's a lot of that going on in the world. I want us to pay attention that while we might not be able to stop the totality of what's happening, we can always do something, right? This empowerment piece is so important because we can always make a list of the things that we don't control, right? We don't know where the pandemic is going to lead. We don't know how long it's going to last. We don't know how long circumstances are. We can't control what our kids are doing in the way that we'd like to be controlling it. We can't control whether or not we can go out and what we can do. And there's a lot that we don't control. And it's easy to begin feeling that slipping into, I can't control anything. It's helpless. Now I'm anxious about being helpless. Now I'm panicking about panicking, right? And it compounds on itself. And being able to stop, to catch our breath and to shift and go, I can't stop everything. I can't control everything, but I can always do something, right? So in that tub, I had to remember, I can actually grab the side of the tub and shift myself back, right? So it's something that I can do. I could also stand up and stand in the shower and do my meditation so that then I'm not slipping. I can do something. Now, I think that one of the challenges in doing something is that it might not be the thing that we want to be doing, right? That we have a way of going about things that is our preference, that is what we want to do. And when we're in a spot where we feel like I'm helpless, the alternative isn't necessarily our first choice. And there's a sadness in that, right? There's a grief in that. There can even be a frustration. Like I can get really angry of going, the thing that's available to me isn't what I want to be available to me. That's fair, right? That's legitimate. And I can still recognize that I still have a choice. I can still do something that pulls me out of this place of total helplessness and out of this place of stuckness, right? So that first shift is from helplessness, I can't do anything, into a place of empowerment, I can do something. The second shift is from preservation, of self-preservation, actually to innovation, right? Self-preservation says I can't lose what I have. I have to hold on to how I wanted it to be, what I wanted it to be, what I wanted it to look like, how I wanted it to feel. And I think that there's a really appropriate desire to hold on to the things that we like, right? I have a particular way that I like meditating when I'm in the shower. I wanted to hold on to that. But the longer I tried to preserve my way of doing it, the more I was slowly losing it until I just lost it altogether. And in that moment, shifting from self-preservation, from preserving what I know, into this place of innovation that says, I can try something new. But in order to shift to innovation, I also have to kind of grieve. I have to be willing to sit in the sadness and the disappointment that the way I wanted to do it might not be the way that works, right? That the way that I would prefer to go about it, I might lose that. I might not be able to go back to that. And I think these two shifts are particularly relevant for us right now, right? That there are things that are beyond our control. There are things that are inhibiting the way that we would like to do things, the way that we've done things in the past. And all of those things have a way of setting us in a place that says, I'm helpless, I'm powerless, I can't do anything. It compounds. We now feel anxious about being powerless. We feel frustrated about that, and it just builds, right? This slow slide, slowly losing it until we're just lost it, and it's not slow anymore. And so being able to shift from, I can't change it all, I can't fix this, I can't stop this, to, I can do something, even if I'm still bummed that it's not what I wanted to do, I can be bummed about it. I don't have to be happy about it, but I can still do something. And then the shift from I have to do it how I've done it because it's safe and it's known to I can try something new, and it can be scary. Sometimes it is scary. Sometimes it's really hard. It requires grieving. It involves loss, and all of that is valid. And we don't have to put a smile on our face and pretend that we're enjoying the fact that our life has been upended. But these shifts move us from a place of helplessness to a place where we're actually participating in our own lives, that we are involved in the writing of our story and in the journey forward, even in the midst of all that entails and all of the hardness and sadness and disappointment that's a part of that. It opens the door for creativity. It opens the door for new ways of thinking and seeing and doing things that you never know we just might enjoy. So, be kind to yourself. Notice moments when you're slipping, when you're losing it slowly, and be kind if you've missed those moments and you've already lost it. Know that even in those moments, we can shift from a helplessness to an empowerment, and we can shift from self-preservation and preservation of the past to a state of innovation that allows us to re-engage the development of our own narrative. So I hope this has been helpful. Please continue to be kind to yourself. That kindness is a really important practice right now. Be creative, innovate, and I'll see you soon.